Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. This is Courtney with the LSA, and I'd like to welcome all of you to our MarketingBitz webinar series. Today's webinar is titled SEO for Small Businesses, Big Results on a Small Budget, and will be brought to you by our guest presenter, Kelly from Boostability. During the webinar, please feel free to type any questions that you have into the question box on the screen, and after the presentation, Kelly will address your questions. The webinar will be recorded and available within 48 hours, and we will email all of the registrants with a link. Next slide, please.
Okay.
And I did want to let everyone know that we do have a few MarketingBitz boot camps coming up. We have one in New York City on October 10th, one in San Francisco on November 6th, and then in 2019, we have one in Washington, D.C. So with that, let's get started. Over to you, Kelly.
All right, thanks so much, Courtney. It's great to be with everybody today. Excited to go over this topic. It's a topic that I think is really relevant today and important to small businesses. So the objective of what I'd like to cover today is I want to give you a view of what is SEO, why should you care about it, why should you learn about this, what is it that you can do to help make your website, your small business and website more visible online and to generate more leads and customers for your business. So I want to go into the what, the why, and the how of SEO. And additionally, I'd like to share the formula that we've come up with over the last nearly 10 years of how we've helped small businesses get to the first page of Google and do it relatively affordably and effectively. So I want to give you an under the hood look at all of our tactics, our techniques, and solutions, things that you can do on your own, things you can outsource, but to give you an understanding of what you should do. And we've called that the Boost SEO method, so I'll share that with you in today's presentation. I share a lot of information about small businesses. I love small businesses, so if you want to follow me, you can follow me at KellyShelton32 on Twitter. And I'm always sharing great content that's designed to help a small business owner succeed online. And first of all, why SEO? Why is SEO important? And there's a great quote here from a study done by LSA, that consumers use and trust search engines more than any other source when looking for and making a purchasing decision. So when it comes to SEO and why it's important, because that's where consumers are. When they are ready to buy, when they're ready to make a purchase, they go online and they search. And that's how they're finding products and services and businesses to sell those products and services. So SEO has become just a natural way that consumers shop today. And just some more information on that. Some of these numbers are staggering, but every day there are 1.8 billion searches on Google alone. And again, a very high percent of consumers, before they make a decision, before they buy, they go online and they search. The internet has become a tool that we all use as a natural part of our buying process. A little bit more about SEO and what that means and why that's important. It's important to understand what a search engine result page looks like and what it's comprised of. This is a standard search engine. The very top, you're typically going to see companies that are paying to be there. That's pay-per-click advertising that they're paying Google or Bing or whatever search engine that they're using to be visible and to show up when a consumer searches for a specific product or service using a specific keyword phrase. Then you have, below that, you have, if this is a local search, you'll see the local maps listing. And that's generated from your Google My Business profile, including your reviews. You can see that if someone is searching for what you do near you, you'll typically show up in the local map section of the search engine results page. And then just below that, you see the organic listings, the organic rankings. This is Google going through their algorithm, going through and determining who is the most relevant and trusted source that I can place here to my best answer so that searcher will find what they're looking for. And that's the organic section. With search engine optimization, or SEO, that's the process of helping you be found in the local map section and also in the organic section. So what's important to understand about a searcher's, what they do when they land on a search engine results page is most of them will skip the ad and go right to the organic or maps listings. And that's according to Moz. The other thing that's great about ranking or showing up in the first page of Google search results is that SEO leads convert significantly higher than any other lead you can generate. Consumers trust Google, they trust their results, and they know that they're going to only put results up there that are best suited for them. And so when they convert into a lead or visit your store or visit your website, they are more likely to convert to a sale. And the final note on why SEO is that SEO enhances all of your other marketing efforts. So if you are on the radio, it's typically going to drive an online search. If you're doing print advertising, doing other advertising, even word of mouth drives people to the web to search for you, to learn more about you and your products and services. And SEO enhances all of those efforts. It's great bundled with pay-per-click. It's great bundled with TV ads, with print ads. It's something that's going to make all of your other marketing efforts that much more effective. So it's an important part of today's small business marketers today. So we talked about the why. Let's talk about what is SEO. What exactly is it? And essentially, in a very simple sentence, it's the work that goes into your website to get you on the first page of Google. So search engine optimization is optimizing your web page, your small business, for the search engine so that you can show up as high as possible. The goal being reaching the first page of Google. So how does Google decide who deserves those rankings? How do they decide who deserves to be on the first page of Google? Well, it starts first with is your site relevant? And then the second component is, does Google trust your site? You can boil it down into two things, two major areas of work. First is making sure that your website is relevant, and second is making sure that your website is trusted by consumers, by users, and therefore then trusted by Google. And so I'm going to go into each of these areas in some detail to let you know what specific things you can do covering these two major areas of SEO, and making sure your site is relevant and it's also trusted. So the best practices for small businesses, when it comes to SEO, they've been left. We've had affordable.
Kelly, you're fading in and out a little bit. Let's just wait and see if we can get the connection back. All right, try it now.
Okay, is that better?
Yes, that's better. Thank you.
Okay. If you are having difficulty, please let me know. Thank you for that. So, small businesses have different options. A very, very affordable option that's usually a do-it-yourself option or overseas option. Very low cost, but typically not as effective. We've had agency type solutions that can be effective, but they're really expensive and out of reach financially. So they've been in this area where they have a solution that's both affordable and effective. And so we set out to figure out how to do that, how to crack that code and deliver a service that was affordable and effective, and then bundle tactics and strategies together that would help small businesses be found more effectively. And these are some of the tactics that I go into. First of all, everybody's aware. This is really comprised of two different areas: making sure that your website code is properly tagged, that your descriptions and your images are all properly tagged and correctly, and also your customer facing copy, your content, what words on the page, they're relevant. For example, if you're a plumber in Page, Arizona, the site needs to talk about plumbing in Page, Arizona. That's relevant. I mean, plumbing page, Google will go out in the web. They'll find your website and say, yep, this person talks about. So relevance is important. So it's the front end copy, and it's also behind the scenes code that is making your website crawlable, user friendly, and helpful for people. Exactly what you do. And we'll go into these areas of content and code and keyword in more detail. That's typically what's called on-site optimization. So if you hear that, if an SEO person is talking about optimization, talking about how they can help improve your content, to incorporate more copy, quality copy content that's relevant to whatever search phrase that you want to rank for, whatever is relevant to the services and products that you offer. And that you're for those keyword phrases. So on-site optimization gets you on the list. So Google creates a list of all these different results. It finds the relevant results and puts them on a list. So relevance does that for you. Earning trust helps you climb that list. If you are a trusted source, if people are talking about you, they're moving back to you, they see you all over the web, they know that you're a relevant business, that you've been in business, and that you're not a fly-by-night company, etc. Earn trust. And that trust is through your online presence, through links coming back to you, through all the different branding that you do online. That is, Google determines that you're a trusted, a credible, popular. Again, their goal is to deliver the searchers what they're looking for, good results. And so earning that trust is important. And when you combine relevance, to the first page of Google.
Oop, Kelly, can you repeat what you just said? I think that was a little it was a little muffled.
I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, so relevance and trust together, combined together, the two things for your website and your business that will get you to the first page of Google. In detail, some of the tactics that you can on your own, or you can outsource to an SEO vendor, but some of the things that you should look for and want to be doing with every page of your website to ensure that it's relevant and trusted by the search engines, by Google, so that you can show up on the first page. And when you do show up on the first page, Google becomes a referral machine. And again, leads come from organic rankings convert at the highest rate of any other lead source, even competing with referrals from referrals. So you're a long-term asset where Google becomes your word of mouth. So it's something. So let's get into the Boost SEO method. And again, this is something that we've been 10 years perfecting, 10 years developing. And so we'll share. I'm happy to share with you what it is that we're doing and why it's effective. I will mention that alone, some of these tactics are not. It's a combination of these tactics that get results. And so this methodology that we follow is built for small businesses. So it is something that you should consider when optimizing your own website and what you're looking for. It comprises 4 major areas or steps. The first thing that we look for is how do we select quality keywords over quantity. Keywords, quality trumps quantity. Some SEO companies really emphasize number of keywords. We've learned that for business, it's more important for them to have a focused approach. You can make the most of your budget. So go after quality keywords over quantity. Less is more, definitely here. And then become relevant for those words. trust those keywords, and then that will get you to the first page of Google. And there's a process that's important for you to understand. It starts with an audit of your website. It starts with finding those good keywords. Then you go right into how do I make your website relevant and optimized in the content for those keywords, and then work we will lead off of your website and business profiles and blogs and articles and branding that will help you be seen as a trusted source. That will then increase your rankings, more traffic to your website. Those visitors then convert into leads and then sales, driving revenue for your business. So that's the process that we'll be looking at. And rankings is really the goal of any SEO company, is to get you to achieve page 1 rankings. That will lead to clicks, to visitors, to sales. So in here, you have an overview of the tactics, the methodology that we use to accomplish page 1 rankings for our customers. And we actually did calculate this out. We went back and looked at how often we get a small business keyword to the first page, and every 5 minutes you're getting a small business keyword to the first page using this methodology. So it is, and driving through it, and it does. So the first thing you can do is you want to make sure that your website is healthy. You want to do an audit of your website. There are a lot of tools online you can use. We use an internal tool, and we also have other tools online that we use as well that help us identify, are there any broken links? Are there any pages, are you missing pages or aren't redirected properly? We look at code, make sure there aren't any errors that makes it hard for Google to crawl your page to do that. So there's a lot of technical things that go into a website health audit. How fast does your page load? Is your page optimized for mobile devices? Does your content speak to the services that you offer and provide effectively? Is it user friendly? What's the user experience like? Then a strategy is created. So what from that, the next step leads right into what keywords are you going to select that are best for you and your business. And this, for a small business, can make or break an SEO campaign. You really want to spend time finding the keywords that are right for your business. Some of the things you'll want to look for: does this keyword have search volume? Are consumers using the phrase already, and what's the volume look like? There's tools that can help you do that. Google has their keyword planning, which is effective. It does give you a good idea if this is a search phrase that consumers look for. You want to look for what keyword phrases are you already ranking for. You may be for keyword or to the first page for those keyword phrases. Make sure that you can rank for the.
Hey Kelly, the connection's fading pretty bad again. Maybe start from the beginning with this slide.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that.
Okay.
If it works, I can jump on a landline here. Okay, so key optimization. Thanks for bothering me. This is important, and I want to make sure this. Keyword optimization. So this is a break in SEO campaign for a small business. You want to make sure you're finding keywords that consumers are already searching for. There are tools online you can do to determine search volume for keyword phrases. Google Keyword Planning Tool is a good tool for that. There's others out there. You also want to find other keywords that your business is already ranking. Maybe you're on page 5. Identify those because some little less the first page. Google. What content change, code changes do you need to be relevant and trusted for those keywords? The keyword selection is really important. Again, I want to emphasize that less is more here. Finding a handful of keywords that you can rank for is way more important than selecting 200 or 300 keywords and trying to rank for all of those at once. Rank initially for a keyword set, then move on to the next keyword set. We've also found that it's very effective to identify a page of your website and focus on ranking that page for certain keyword phrases and content. So it might be plumbing, might have a pricing page that ranks for pricing keywords. You might have a services page that ranks for different plumbing services that you offer. So breaking those out and identifying which page is ranking for what keyword phrases, that's all important to make sure you find the right keyword for your business. And then the final thing on keywords is looking at competition. Often we'll have a small business owner come to us and want to rank for the most competitive keyword in a market, and maybe it's a very large market, so there's a lot of competition and there's a lot of it's a big market. So we often have to educate them and coach them on that's not a good strategy, because we could work on getting you to rank for the best keyword in that market. If it's a saturated, there's too much competition, or you just won't rank for that, you're wasting your money. You want to get to the that you can rank for. So that's the approach that we look at. So, and there are a lot of keyword variations and phrases that are different, that do work well for small businesses, that drive traffic, and that are meaningful. And you don't have to necessarily rank for the best keyword in your marketplace. For example, some of the things you can do is look for longer tail keywords, and look for geo identifiers, and also select keywords that have buyer intent. So if I'm looking for if someone is searching for how to fix a leaky faucet, they're looking for information on how to do that themselves, versus if they're searching for same-day plumbing, obviously their intent is to find a plumber that can help them today. And so to look for buyer intent keywords, and then also use geo identifiers like your city and your state, that can help you rank for meaningful keywords in a much shorter period of time for a lot less. So the example here on the screen is best carpet cleaner in Springfield, Illinois. Great keyword to rank for. You know someone's looking for carpet cleaning. It identifies where they're at. It's a little bit longer tail, so it's not as competitive typically. So those are some of the things to look for when you're selecting a keyword, to make sure that you find the right keyword. Once you've done that, then you want to get in and start optimizing your website, and go in and look and make sure that, we talked about this, make sure that in some cases, if it makes sense and it's natural, you include that keyword that you want to rank for in your title and in your description of what you do, in your meta description, in your content. Again, what's important when you're optimizing content on your page and cleaning up your website is making sure that you are creating a good experience for the user. So when the searcher comes to your web page, they find what they're looking for, they get good, relevant, useful information, and they're satisfied. As long as your page accomplishes that, you'll be in good business. Now, moving on to offsite optimization, one of the things that's standard in with all SEO is making sure that your business is found in all of the relevant business profile sites that are out there. This is Google My Business, this is Bing Local, this is Yellow Pages, this is there's Manta, there's so many different profiles out there, Foursquare, et cetera, where you can list your business, typically for free, and that tells the search engines that, yep, they're everywhere, and you want to make sure that your listings are consistent, that your name, address, phone number is the same on your website and on these listings, that it's consistent throughout the web, and that will help you with Google Maps, that will help you show up and be found in all these different areas. In addition to all these major profiles, there are dozens of directories that are relevant to your business. Research and find any directory in your industry. If you're a plumber, you want to be listed and found on as many plumbing directories as possible. Join those, and that will definitely help you. So a good SEO company will find all of these, relevant, and make sure that they optimize your listings and profiles all over the web. The next thing that's important is link portfolio development. Links coming back to your site are an indication of your popularity of your website. So if you have companies that are linking to you, then that will help your business become more trusted, help your website become more trusted. Now, not all links are created equal. And a good analogy for this is if I were to tell you that I am the best basketball player on the planet. That's what I'm telling you, so you can hear it from me and you can believe me or choose not to believe me, and maybe I come off credibly and maybe I don't. But if I tell you, hey, I'm the best basketball player on the planet, yeah, that's me saying that I'm that. Then if I go to a fifth grade school and I go out and I really impress these fifth graders, and so these fifth graders, they say, yeah, he's the best basketball player on the planet. So now I've got these fifth graders telling me I'm the best basketball player on the planet. So maybe you'll believe me a little bit more. But if I go out and get LeBron James or Michael Jordan, for them to say he's the best basketball player on the planet, all of a sudden you're going to listen more. That's going to be more credible to you because it's LeBron James, it's Michael Jordan. They know basketball. So if you hear from them, then you're going to believe me in my statement that I'm the best basketball player on the planet. And links are like that. Some websites that have traffic and authority and are trusted, if they link to you, then obviously you become more trusted and have more authority as well because of the association. So creating good content, joining in on the conversation, blogging. If you're a local business, you can donate to schools. You can look at lots of different ways to build local links, but those links do matter, and they are a part of SEO, and they do help increase your rankings. Some of the ways you can achieve good links is through content, and I mentioned this. So doing guest blogging, going out and producing great content that's useful to a searcher and getting someone to post that for you. That's great to do that as well. It's also important to have good content on your website. To create a blog, I highly recommend that every business create a blog. To create a blog, the first thing you want to do is make a list of the frequently asked questions your customers have. Maybe they have specific product questions or quality questions or pricing questions. Whatever those questions are, make a list of them and then answer those questions in a blog or on a page of your website. And go into detail and be thorough and be transparent, be real with that content, and that will naturally help your website start to rank for those specific questions that consumers already have. And so that's important to look into your content. Something that you can do to help you stand out when you are creating this content, creating these pages, making these descriptions. Spend some time on your meta description. So this is what shows up on the search engine results page is your meta description. So it talks about the page that they can visit. And so spend some time on that. Make sure it's descriptive, that it talks about everything that you do, that it's persuasive as well. And then additionally, if you have content on your page, if you have a page you want to highlight different features, you can use what is called schema markup. This allows you to go in and do additional markup on your page so that it will display additional information about a product. For example, if it's a dish, you can put the calories that it has. It allows you to show videos in your search engine results section. It allows you to show times of different events and shows. So marking up a page or content can be helpful to you to stand out from your competition online. And then the further thing that you need to do is you may need to make sure that you have any support, your questions can be answered. If something isn't getting to the first page, why? So we do underperforming audits, and And it's sometimes you'll need to adjust your strategy. Sometimes you're getting traction, you're not getting traction. And so that ongoing consultation is very, very helpful. And then finally, how do you track the results? How do you know that your SEO is working, that it is driving traffic to your page, so you can give it proper credit? So once you get to the first page, how is it leading to an increase in organic traffic to your website? So you want to make sure you're able to track and see all of the work that's being done, how it's producing results, how it's beneficial to you. And then how long does SEO take, and how much would you pay for it? SEO is a process that takes time. It's not a direct response advertising. It's not something you put an ad up and people instantly see it and instantly find you. It's something that takes time, and you've got to earn it. And so a good SEO company will let you know that this is something that's going to take 6 months to get to the first page. You can start seeing results in the first couple of months, and then the first 2 to 4 months you can start seeing your keywords start to climb in the rankings. But typically it takes time to get to the first page, and so be patient with it. If you only have enough money to invest for 1 month, don't waste your money. This is something that does require consistency over time to get optimal results. There's certainly things you can do on your website. You can follow best practices, and there's a lot you can do on your own that will help. But it is something that if you are serious about, you need to be something you have to commit to make sure that you get the best results possible. And then how much should you pay for SEO? There's main factors that we look at, but mostly it's the market size and it's the industry competitiveness. If there are a lot of plumbers in page, then it probably requires a little more work, and a little more work costs a little bit more money. If you're in a smaller market, you shouldn't have to pay that much to get to the first page of Google. If you're in a bigger market, you likely will. If you're in a very unique niche industry, then you probably don't have a lot of competition and you don't need to invest as much. Good SEO campaigns you can find that start at around $200 a month. Others will cost you several $1,000s a month, depending on your industry, depending on the competition, the market size, the stage of your business. And so a good SEO company will take all of that into consideration and present the plan that works best for you. So keep in mind that the budget that is presented to you, that needs to be something you need to be able to afford consistently on an ongoing basis. So if it's out of reach and if it's stretching you, maybe it's not the smartest thing to do right now, but it is something that you need to be able to do consistently and needs to be able to fit comfortably within your budget. And you also obviously want to make sure that that money is giving you a good return on investment.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot, Kelly, for conducting today's webinar, and thanks to everyone who attended. And again, we do apologize for the audio issues. But if you do have any questions or you want to be connected with the speaker, maybe there was something that you saw on a slide that you were interested in and wanted to learn something more about, you can email us, info@MarketingBitz. And then Kelly also had his info up on a slide earlier if you have questions for him. You can also take a look at our upcoming webinars at marketingbitz.com/webinars. Thanks again for attending, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.